I know I'm a little late to this. I was on a vacation, which is why I wasn't uploading daily, but I want to thank every single one of you guys for subscribing. Like I've said before in the past, I can't believe more than 1 million people care about these weird niche topics that I talk about here. It's even cooler that so many people have told me that they've learned so much from my channel. That was never my intention. I always just kind of come out here and feel like I just act like an idiot, which I know that I do, but then, you know, I genuinely also like to talk about the stuff that I talk about. But to see so many people say that my content has provided more value than just the entertaining factor has been really nice, and I'm so grateful for that. I obviously couldn't have done this without my editors, Frank and Ricky. Please go subscribe to their YouTube channels. I'll put links down below for that. Americans and Russians in the International Space Station right now. You can just feel the tension in the air. Wait, is there even air in space technically? I don't know. That one dude at NASA, after realizing that 77 plus 33 isn't 100. We're going up, and oh wait, I think I might have miscalculated a bit. Whoopsie. Ukraine be like, help us, we're under attack from Russia. USA, yeah, whatever. They want to take our large oil deposits. Oh, say what? I think you just said our magic word. Russians, after selling an item on the Steam marketplace for a quarter. Oh yeah, that's literally like 100 million rubles at this point, isn't it? 0.0094. Wow. So a quarter would be 26 rubles. It's close enough. Russia recognizing Taiwan in a list of unfriendly countries. Wait a second. Yeah, you weren't supposed to do that. Yeah, I don't think West Taiwan is going to like that very much. Americans, when they cross the Mexican border and notice the filter changing. I think this is also what happens when you fly into India as well, at least according to the movies. American walls be like, no, please don't hurt me again. Versus German walls who are like, come here and try it again. Then I'll break your second hand too. Germany clearly builds all their buildings out of cement. Or it's actually probably because here in the States we build our walls out of paper. Germans when it's Sunday and they hear a man-made sound. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, aren't you not allowed to mow your lawn on a Sunday in this country? Or even on public holidays, they take this stuff seriously. Basically the world in the last 2 years. Corona 2020, Corona 2021, Corona 2022. Oh yeah, the twist that nobody expected. Russians when Adidas gets banned in Russia. No wait, no wait! It's like the equivalent of embargoing syrup in Canada, or even pizza in Italy. Russia after 3 months of no Facebook, TikTok, McDonald's, Coke, and prawn. Yeah, the effects of this might actually turn out to be a good thing. We unfortunately just gave them the perfect society. Russian actors in America knowing that their roles as bad guys in spy thrillers are secured for another 20 more years. These guys were really racking in that dough back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, but recently they've fallen off. Now get ready for another golden age. Secure your bag, king. Now, if you're on the other side of things, I'm not so sure. Designed by a PhD in 1975 versus built by illiterates in 1500. We're evolving, just backwards, as always. Weakest Swedish child versus strongest British man. And literally the greatest part about this meme is that it was tweeted by Pyro himself. How can one man be so based? POV, you live in America. Yeah, everyone knows if you reach over 1,000, it just goes back around. I literally had to pay 150 bucks to fill up my truck all the way, and I wanted to throw myself off a bridge. Me on my way to take a 5-hour gaming break after writing the title of my homework. Really? The entire title? I think that's deserved. I write one word and immediately start gaming. When aliens invade Earth, but you live in Europe. Oh, this is gonna be a good show across the pond. Everyone knows the only place the aliens have completely mapped out is the lower 48 states. How much you want to bet if the aliens did actually visit us, they'd end up in Uzbekistan or something? When the Russian government accuses Facebook of being an extremist organization. You and I are not so different. Takes one to know one, I guess. Albania changing the name of the street where the Russian embassy is to Free Ukraine. Russian officials now forced to write that as their address. Now that is well played, Albania. No, it's all corporate propaganda. Japan? Oh. Man, this country is always getting freebies, whether it's corporate propaganda or scenic views like this, the whole war crime thing. That one Indian who actually works for Microsoft, trying to convince people he is not a scammer. Oh, this actually kind of makes me depressed. I remember one time I actually talked to some Microsoft support guy from India for like 3 hours. I didn't even need to talk to him for that long, I just wanted to. Will you push this button? 99% chance of $1 million. 1% chance of becoming a girl. Where is the downside? I see this as an absolute win. The US doing all they can to avoid using the metric system, and we've been dodging these lasers for like 250 years. We're pretty much invincible at this point. So glad I grew up doing this rather than this. I've seen a lot of memes where this is switched switched. Yeah, trust me, you don't want it to be switched. Oh no, I'll never understand this concept. The Indian guy on YouTube. Don't worry, he's got it. You're in good hands. Sometimes if the dude isn't Indian, I refuse to watch the tutorial. There's something so comforting about this. The 10% of dentists who disapprove of mainstream products watching their colleagues sell their soul to toothpaste brands. Finally, some 9 out of 10 dentist slander. That one dentist that doesn't approve of stuff probably just isn't willing to be bought. Schools, don't think, just do what we tell you. My first job, think outside the box. Which one is it? It's almost like school isn't even supposed to prepare you for the real world. I'm just still bitter that they never taught me taxes. The CIA when overthrowing democratic governments versus the CIA when a dictator threatens them with nuclear weapons. It's almost like nuclear weapons are extremely dangerous and could possibly blow up the entire planet. Who could have guessed that? If you break the laws of man, you go to prison. If you break the laws of God, you go to hell. If you break the laws of physics, you go to Sweden and get a Nobel Prize. Some laws are meant to be broken, I guess, according to Sweden. POV, you're a Russian soldier that just disturbed the local Chernobyl wildlife. Yeah, things have been awfully quiet in that area. This is probably the reason why Russia's having so much trouble. German MFers on a way to a bar after a hard day at school. And aren't they doing better than us in terms of, like, education? Could this be why? Imagine cracking open a cold one after you graduate middle school. Warren Buffett, when Warren a la carte walks in the room. Might not be as rich, but he is just as powerful. Me remembering a time when the biggest global crisis we were facing was a gorilla that got shot in a zoo. You're laughing right now, but you forget that event is the catalyst that started everything that followed. It's not so funny anymore, is it? When it's your first day in England and you notice you are the only one driving on the correct side of the road. What's wrong with these British folks? That whole metric system must just really confuse them sometimes. Ukrainian farmers teaching Alaskan fishermen how to steal Russian warships. I feel like it is only a matter of time before the Russians feel the need to start donating ships as well. They've been so generous with their tanks. Muslims in Antarctica waiting for the sun to set so they can eat. Ramadan is very tough in this continent. Nobody selfies in the 16th century. This is actually a really good idea. Why didn't anyone think about doing this? And this seems accurate as well. I would feel like the artists would draw him way more Giga Chad. The entire global financial system being held up by just Excel. And it's literally been like this for like 20 years. When was Excel created? Oh, maybe longer than that. No wonder things have been going so well. Russia is about to frick around and find out why America doesn't have universal health care. Oh, it's because we put it all into our military. Yeah, you probably don't want to mess with that, Russia. People from Western countries using spoon, knife, and fork for eating. Meanwhile, Indians keeping it old school. I love it. Who needs all that other stuff anyways? Adidas confirmed to be pulling out of Russia. Meanwhile, Russian men. Yeah, someone needs to get them to a hospital stat. Their drip is going to cease to exist. Dmitry? Yeah. Where is the tank? Oh, I think I know where that tank is. Those tractors had something to do with this, didn't it? Mom, we're leaving you in the house alone. Are you okay with that? Me, literally about to have the greatest time ever. This is seriously some of the best moments of my childhood ever, but you know I had to be like, no, Mom, please. Moms and daughters. Oh, look how cute this photo's looking. Versus fathers and their sons. You just gotta have both of them. It's very crucial. Jake Paul on his way to fight a 53-year-old retired school janitor. And let's be honest, it would still sell like 100,000 pay-per-view buys. Gas prices rising literally everywhere versus me in Iran where gas is cheaper than water. I think it's kind of like that in Venezuela too, surprisingly. How does that work? When you raise your hand to answer a question, but the teacher picks someone else and you realize you would have been wrong. I had so many moments like this, that's why I just refused to answer questions. I just didn't raise my hand anymore. Moths when they see a bright light. Is there some sort of reason for this, or was their whole creation just like a glitch in the Matrix? When you open Reddit and the top post is news of Russia shutting down the internet, but you refresh and it's gone. Yeah, what the hell is going on here? Someone's being sneaky. Job interviewer, can you explain this gap in your resume? Yes, I can. That is when I did not have a job. It's almost like they craft the interview to just ask the dumbest questions. Why do you want to work here? Money. Me waking up early so I can waste more time of the day. I've been pretty much doing this my entire life and it feels great. I don't think I'll ever stop. When you've been making WW3 memes, but then you get a draft letter. This is definitely going to be me at some point here. I've been making all my videos from Mexico. Russians after selling 3 Big Macs. Wait, can they even do this anymore? Because didn't McDonald's close in Russia? Or does someone out there still have this secret formula? My family out shopping. My dad. Okay, who wants to hold the cart? 5-year-old me. I have a job to do. Literally, your only job as a 5-year-old is to play video games and to push the cart. And those are some tough duties. It was hard being 5. Dude who went into a coma in 2018. Him waking up only to see a global pandemic, potential World War. And wait, why is that not filled in? What's going on? There should be one more. Maybe just inflation, I don't know. And big thanks to my Patreon supporters. Young Waifu, Fat Nuts, Gerbil Boy, Why Am I Doing This, Sussy Melody, RyeThePie, Nora the Bald Free Smiley Philipp RF, Ortin 5610, Drews, Argentinian Alex Whitley is Mega Chad, Alfonso M6, aPhatNarwhal, Barnsky W, Canadian Union, istoledrewspetdog, LuxembourgLover, Majestic Unicorn, Max Cooper, McBlorf, and Mimoshiki.